All right, today I have an 86 Topps box of packs with gum. Trying to find the big hitters, so Pete Rose, Nolan Ryan, I guess Bo Jackson. We'll know it when we see it. This one's the hard one. It's hard to get really good shape because of the black borders. But we'll see, and hopefully the gum hasn't taken too much of a hit on these. We'll see what we get. Oh, not bad. All right, Dick Schofield. Oh, they're all spun around. Perfect. It's all stuck together. And George Brett All-Star. Candy Melodano. Steve Lyons, Ed Lynch. Pretty badly cut. Dave Winfield All-Star. And I'm not going to eat the gum. Gum's coming right off, so I'm happy about that. Spring Fever, Rick Sutcliffe, Carlton Fisk All-Star, Brett Saberhagen All-Star, Vince Coleman rookie, I think. Is it a rookie? I don't know, pull that one out. Blue Jays leaders, Gary Carter All-Star. That one's a little weird. Mike Scott. Yeah, these are looking pretty good. Dave Winfield. A little bit of fading on some of the black. Some of the cuts are off slightly. That's okay. Spring Fever Baseball. I don't think that I could turn those in anymore. I think they're a little past their prime. I know that I have a Nolan Ryan because I was a big Nolan Ryan fan. I already have that card. It's not a 10. 10s go for a lot, so. Rod Carew. Gary Carter. Tiffy Martinez. Spring Fever. Junior Ortiz. Willie Randolph. Mike Moore. Mark Sullivan. It's nice going through these packs and not having them all stick together like the newer packs do from the late 90s. I mean, the late 80s, early 90s. They just kind of nicely slide. Len Dykstra. Charlie Moore. Propaganda. McNamara, Dave Stewart. Just all spun around. I think they could all go the same direction. That'd be nice. Tom Seaver, that's a good one. It's got a little bit of a white line there at the top. I don't know what that is. Oh, the water damage looks like. That might be from the gum. Unfortunately. I don't think that's a very valuable card anyway, but even so. Got wax on one side, we got gum on the other. Just hoping that none of the good cards take a hit for either one of those. Fernando Valenzuela. Can't remember when his rookie is. I'd like to get a Ryne Sandberg too. That would be really nice. Don't have one of those, and my dad's a big fan. Unfortunately, he just died recently. Not my dad, Ryne Sandberg. Pedro Guerrero. Gum's pretty much popping right off. It's leaving some marks, but overall, not too bad. Jack Morris. This is a pretty good box. They seem to be pretty much all different. Pete Rose. Here we go. I think he has two. Yeah, this is the team checklist. That is really off center on the back, but I'll take it anyway. I think oh, George Brett, there we go. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's about a 60-40. Take that. Darren Dalton, I remember that guy. All right, Ted Simmons, Floyd Rayford, Mike Morgan. Is that a coat? Yeah, it's a manager. Somebody's stuck on here. This box might have a slight bit of water damage. Yeah, that's just the gum. Darrell Evans. Bob Jones. I think if I could get a Don Mattingly, that'd be good too. And a George Foster. Now I got one of those Pete Rosier's cards. Ozzie Smith. Oh, he takes the gum hit. Hopefully it's not too bad. Ooh. Ozzie. And he's off center anyway. Still good to have. Williams. Wolford. And Heap. Got a Fernando Valenzuela record breaker. Brown. Willie McGee, All-Star. Gerald Reynolds, and got our Pete Rose multi-card card. That one's got a stain on the back too. I never liked these as a kid because they just seem like fake cards. I know a lot of people have said that. I will say it too. Salazar, Dave Anderson, Rick Adams. This is just like all different cards, which is nice, but also if you're looking for specific ones, that might mean you're not going to get duplicates, which You know, it could be good or bad. I don't want to get the same of all a bunch of guys I don't care about, but it'd be nice to get a couple duplicates of like a Nolan or something, if I even get one. This would be good for trying to complete a set too. So that wax is kind of bad on those. Really, the wax and the gum, anything on the outside, you're going to have a hit. Some sort of hit. It's going to make it not a PSA 10. Tony Gwynn. Decent. Really off center on the back. Terry Pendleton. I used to love him. I remember that the Jose Canseco 86 was just a big card back then. I had it. I loved it. Now it's probably not worth the thing, but back then it was a good one. Another Pete Rose multi-card. And I turned back the clock, Fernando Valenzuela. Steve Garvey. Oh, Roger Clemens. You got the wax hit. That's too bad. That's a really... the back's bad. Some of these cards are just really badly centered on the back for some reason. Just the back. The fronts are all okay, mostly. Just those backs, though. You'd think it would be they would have it so that the machine would print them the same every time, and they'd be, slightly off maybe, but Cal Ripken All-Star, Keith Hernandez All-Star, but something else in there. Bobby Cox. Oh, Bobby Cox. But they're just really bad in the back on some of these. George Bell. All right. Got Dave Palmer, Ron Oster, Sammy Stewart. Another one of the Pete Rose cards with all the other cards on it. So weird. It's like they knew he was at the end of his career and they were going to do something for him. And then everything happened. Nice Mike Schmidt card. Little high, though. Centering is just so specific with these ones. It's the centering and it's the black. The black's the worst. That's what makes them so kind of rare to get a really good one. John Stuper, Joe Carter. Really, look at that. That's really badly cut. Yikes. Raleigh Fingers. Really bad gum hit. Willie McGee. That's a decent card. Pittsburgh Pirates Pete Rose card again. Like the actual Pete Rose card, that would be nice. Riley Jackson. Orioles team leaders gets the gum hit, or the wax hit, and John Tudor gets the gum hit. That's weird. It's got like a black line on it. Right there. Pull that, some sort of weird error. Bobby Valentine. Mark Hill. Wade Boggs. Yeah, it's actually pretty good on the back. Front's a little off, but not too bad. Dale Murphy with the gum hit. All right, Padres. Mike Fitzgerald, Bobby, Raphael, Gary, Dave, Dale Murphy with the gum hit. Bert Liveland, Johnny Grubb, Sean Dunston. I always liked him. That's a really badly miscut card. Ron Kittle. And Kevin Bass. Alright, got Tom. Andy Van Slyke. I can't remember if that's his rookie or not. No, it's definitely not. Knowles. Jeff Sundberg. I always forget I can just check the back and see if it's a rookie. Steve Jill, checklist. Cal Ripken All-Star again. Keith Hernandez All-Star again. And then Nolan. And he's got a corner busted there. Man. If that corner wasn't bad there. Yeah, the back's still a little miscut. It's got a little bit of a watermark or something. Ah, well. Got the one. Not enough for a one touch. That's not gonna be any sort of grading with that corner. I don't know why. I mean, none of the other ones have bad corners. Just him. Just him for some reason. Like it just was waiting for the Nolan and to give it a bad corner. Tigers. Turn back the clock, Seaver. Dan Gladden, Spike Owen. Gum hit. Ray Burris. Rudy Law. Jose Arube. And Bobby Wine, manager. I don't know if there are any errors in this set or not. I should look through that after. If there's anything specific to look for. Rick Dempsey. Randy O'Neal, Chris Chambliss, Don Slott, Bill Garner, Jim Pankovitz, Len Sakata, Jose Desa, Tim Filer, Scott Geralds, Bill Campbell, Mike Young, Mike Lacrosse, Don Scholes, and Bob Rogers, manager. See about that Nolan. If that corner wasn't bad, that could have been maybe an 8. All right, Craig Nettles, Charlie Librant, Ray Miller, Dan Ford, Ozzie Virgil, Ray Fatma, Mookie Wilson. Way miscut, just bad. I don't know what they were doing this time. Rick Aguilera. That might be his rookie card, actually. Keep that out. Jim Rice. That's a good card. Tim Wallach. Terry Poole. I don't think I've really had any repeats of any of the big guys I've pulled so far. I've really only had a couple repeats, period. So, pretty well collated, I guess. Jerry Naron, Joaquin Andujar, Billy. There's my Rhino, and it's pretty good. It's got some weird lines to it, but that's decent, actually. Not too bad. All right. Chris Coderi, Jim Wynn. At least he didn't take the gum hit. I'm glad for that. Dave Van Allen. Jeff Lady, Mark Clear, Bill Buckner. Dave Sachs. Another one of the Pete Rose cards. Mark Davis, Tim Burke. I'm gonna put that Ryan Sandberg in one of the one touches just for fun because I like him. There we go. Nice. Don't have that card. My dad didn't have that card, so now he does. Thad Bosley, Bill Nepper, Jack Clark, Domingo Ramos, Denny Martinez, Royce Smalley, Scott Fletcher, George Hendrick, Vern Rulli, Ramon Romero, Mike Kukrow, Steve Trout, Mike Trujillo, Milt Thompson, and George Bell. Or was it Jorge Bell? With the wax hit. Gum came right off. All right. Good tidings for that. Bill Dravecki. I always liked him. Cardinals leaders. Andre Dawson. All right. A little bit of a white on there, but I'll take it. Some sort of, I don't know if that's like a printing thing or if that's on his face. Kirby Puckett. That's a great card. Back's a little off. Front's a little low, but it's not bad. Neil Simmons, Tony La Russa. Look at him. Look at that guy. Tony La Russa checklist. Scott Thompson, Glenn Cook, Steve Crawford, Ted Power. So far, other than some slight issues like the Nolan corner, decent box. Getting most of the things I wanted. Look like a good, like, regular Cal Ripken would be good. Don Mattingly would be good. Can't remember who else is in here. Bobby Bonilla, maybe. Oh, and Pete Rose, of course. Tony Perez, Gary LaBelle, Carney Lansford, Larry McWilliams, Sammy Khalifa, Dave Parker, really badly cut, Josh Hexeth, Jenny Gonzalez, Giants leaders, Cliff Johnson, checklist, Jerry Reed, Scott McGregor, Tony Phillips, and a Dawson checklist with the wax hit. All right, we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 left. At the bottom, we got Wade Boggs, George Brett, Jorge Bell, Vince Coleman. These are kind of cool. All right, here we go. You get a Reggie Jackson too, I think. John Franco, Mark Bruhard, Eddie Milner, Lance Parrish, Bruce Botke, Bob Lillis, Bill Schroeder, Scott Bradley, Tommy John, Mario Soto, Eddie Murray. That's a decent Eddie Murray. Little off on the back. Al Pippin, Jim Clancy, Floyd Bannister. That gum fell right off. Very nice. Scott Sanderson, Keith Hernandez. Way off. Royals leaders, Steve Carlton. Yes. Little wonky. That thing is like wavy. Like it got hit with water, maybe. Might be able to flatten that out. Damasco Garcia. Jeff Dedmon, Ron Washington, Randy Reddy, Buddy Biancala, Dave Smith, Ernie Camacho. These are all kind of wavy. Dwight Gooden, Don Sutton, and Dennis Rasmussen. Some of these got a little bit wet, maybe. We got Paul Householder, Joe Price, Chris Bando, Mets leaders, John Felsky, Lamar Hoyt, Astros leaders, Gene Nelson, Alex Trevino, John Shelby, Vince Coleman, the fastest guy alive, Greg Minton, Tim Hewlett, George Frazier, and Dale Murphy All-Star. Fell off that one too. Take it. Got Charlie Huff, Joe Nolan, Wayne Tollison, Oddibe McDowell, Kurt Bavacqua, Pat Sheridan, Yankees leaders. These ones are wavy too. Tito Landrum, Rick Waits, Roy Smith, Dave Steve, Chuck Cotter, Dan Quisberry, Tony Fernandez, and a checklist. Again, sad about that Nolan because that was the big card and has that bad corner on it. Chet Lemon, Tim Wallace, Mike Pagliarulo, Julio Cruz, George Wright, Jay Howell, Bill Scherer, Jerry Kuzman, Tom Foley. There's another Nolan. 2 Nolans. This one is much better. The back is way off. Man, that's too bad. The front looks pretty good though. Maybe a little bit of spot of water. I'm gonna keep that anyway. Keep that out in a one touch. Just to keep it okay. I mean, I know the back's off, but the front looks really nice. Jeff Burrows and Jose Deza. So we're seeing a couple duplicates, and they're the ones we want. So I'm good with that. Let's keep those good duplicates up and get them not water damaged, because I think some of these definitely are water damaged, which might be why the guy was selling them. They're not too bad, but some of them are wavy. Ivan Calderin, Rafael Ramirez, Bill Almond, Vance Law, Johnny Ray, Gary Gaetti, Sal Butera, Tom Filer, Scott Geralt, Bill Campbell, Mike Young, Mike Lacoste, Don Schultz, Bob Roberts, and George Hendrick. Maybe we can get a Mattingly too. Just for fun. I know he's not. Or a Henderson maybe. That'd be good. Paul Molitor. A lot of years. Bob Brownlee. Rick Mahler. Leon Durham. Danny Cox. Phil Necro. Old guy. Wally Backman. With the gum hit. Vern Rule, Ramon Romero, Mike Kukro, Steve Trout again, Mike Trujillo, Milt Thompson, George Bell again, and Len Matuzak. All right, got Gary Lucas, Mark Salas, Lou Thornton, Lou Aguayo, Andy Hawkins, Larry Parrish, Donnie Moore, Len Matusek again, Britt Burns, Walt Terrell, Al Jones, Junior Ortiz, Willie Randolph. I always like that card. Bill Madlock, Mike Moore. Yeah, if that back of that Nolan was better, that could be a contender. Because that front looks really good. I think it does have a little water spot in one spot. unfortunately, which you can really only see if you shine a light at it. Which Widener? Dwight Gooden. Early card of Dwight Gooden. That's actually a really nice copy too. Willie Wilson. Oral Hershiser. I like him anyway. Mike Mason. That's a really bad cut of Ken Landreau. Wow. Mark Sullivan, Dwight Evans, and Pete Rose. Another checklist. I need his actual card though, please. Randy St. Clair. Another George Brett. That's a really good George Brett, and the back is decent. I'm gonna do the one touch on this too. Hey, you know, it's just fun. And because this is a really good one, copy of this, I'm just gonna put it in there. So we got another George Brett. I mean, you know, I'm being discreet. I'm not being very discreet with this. I'd probably put the other ones in before those ones, but yeah, it's a really good copy, so don't want it to get damaged. All right, we go down to our last 4 packs here. Hoping for Pete Rose would be great. Tim Teufel. Dave Kingham, Harold Baines, Bill Black, Glenn Hubbard, Greg Brock, Barbara Garby, Darren Dalton. Darren Dalton. That's a name I know. Whitey Herzog and another Mike Schmidt. This one's it's all right. Pull that aside. Keith Atherton, Bobby Brown, Johnny LeMaster, and Ed Wanja. Like some of these, I can't tell if it's water damage or if it's just the gum and being stuck in that pack for 40 years. Reggie Jackson. Anna Angels. Off center back. Keith Moreland. Bob Dernier. Lynn Jones. Brett Butler. Jim Gott. Mickey Tettleton. Mel Hall. Brad Wellman. Ron Mathis. We got Mariners leaders. Glenn Hoffman. Ozzie Smith All-Star. That's a nice looking card. It is centered dead on. The back is a little off. Rod Gardenhire and Kent Tukulf. We got two packs left. We'll see Don Mattingly checklist, but not a regular Don Mattingly. Comes a little stuck. All right, Bob Boone, Bob Clark, Jose Cruz, Mike Boddicker, Dave Collins, Charlie Lee, Mike Fishland, Dave Johnson, Dodgers leaders, Ben Ogilvy, Ricky Henderson All-Star, Ed Jorak, Reds leaders, Marty Barrett, and Don Mattingly All-Star. Down to our last pack. Hoping for a Pete Rose. In really good shape. There's the Pete Rose ears. That's not what I want. Larry took the gum hit. Here we go. Mike Scogia. Claudel Washington, Alfredo Griffin, Pete O'Brien, Dale Berra, Alan Trammell, which is stuck to the next card. Larry Sorensen, Tony Perez, record breaker. RJ Reynolds, Mike Gallego, Twins leaders, Bruce Hurst, Dwight Gooden, All-Star, Pedro Guerrero, All-Star, and the Pete Rose multi-card. So no maiden Pete Rose card, unfortunately, but we got some good ones. All right, let's take a look at these. A lot of All-Stars. I'm gonna set those off to the side. I don't think those are really worth anything. But let's put the box down here. All right, so got Ozzy, got another George Brett, got Pete Rose checklist, Valenzuela, Seaver, Len Dykstra, Rod Carew, Dave Winfield, Vince Coleman, which I don't know if that's, I think that's his rookie. That's a great card too, so I'm going to keep that out for sure. Some All-Stars, All-Star, Pete Rose cards, All-Star, Reggie Jackson, Mike Schmidt, another Pete Rose checklist, Oral Hershiser, Dwight Gooden, All-Star, record breaker, Steve Carlton, which is a little bit wonky, Eddie Murray, Kirby Puckett, which that's like his third-year card or second-year card, Andre Dawson, Pete Rose card, Jim Rice, Rick Aguilera, which I think is his rookie, which is why I pulled it, Tom Seaver, turn back the clock, another Nolan. This one's got a corner issue and a spot on there, but the other one looks pretty perfect. All-Star, Wade Boggs, Andre Robertson. I pulled this because of the line on it, which just seems like an odd printing thing. Pete Rose, Willie McGee, which I just pulled that just because I like him and it looks like a really nice copy. Raleigh Fingers, Mike Schmidt, and this one, I can't tell, it probably doesn't matter, but I think they're both about the same. Both a little bit wavy, and the backs on these, see, they're all slightly miscut. They're all slightly off on the backs, but what are you gonna do? More All-Star cards and record breaker cards. Many of them. Cal Ripken, so we got a Roger Clemens, which is his second year, I believe. Turn back the clock on Fernando, Pete Rose, Anna Gwynn, which this is his like fifth year, but I just like that card. That's a great card. All right. So overall, I mean, I think I did pretty well. Especially, I mean, this Nolan is just kind of throwaway Nolan, but if someone wants one, you know, I got it. This one is, I mean, the back's like 70-30, but the front is pretty dead on. Like the front is like right on. So, but I do notice that, yeah, this one's got some spots on it. This one does not. That one's like a clear copy, although it does have a red spot right here. This one has a red spot right here, so I think it's just part of the print for that spot. A couple spots. Anyway. All right. Well, I got my Sandberg, I got my Nolans, and I got 2 Bretts, which is really nice. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and that was enjoyable.